some of his policies are even crazier. I mean, I'm stunned that that man is Deputy Prime Minister. To add to the sense of chaos, though, Patrick, even more serious, though, a man who used to manage a hotel where illegal immigrants were being kept, imagine that, says they included dangerous people, including sex offenders, and a Kurdish man who told his hotel manager he'd come to Britain because he'd murdered his wife. Listen.
One day he goes, I had an argument with my wife. I'd been drinking heavily. He said, I killed her. He says, killed her with my hands. And he goes, and then I didn't want to get caught, so I had to leave the country, and I'm here.
Now, this ex-manager now tried to get some action on that. What was done?
Well, I mean, basically, 10 riot police, I think, turned up to try to get hold of him and prevent him from talking about the situation, which is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, we've had a series of whistleblowers come out in the last 24 hours over here. They've come out and said that there are known sex offenders, known terrorists, and known murderers, like what that chap was saying there, who we are giving asylum to. I mean, there's another shocking case that's emerged last night, Andrew, of an Afghan man who repeatedly exposed himself in a children's play area in Britain, who's been allowed to be granted asylum. And not just that, when the asylum caseworker attempted to refuse his claim, she was disciplined. So the people who are standing up and talking about this now are the ones who are being disciplined. And it's turned out that our asylum application people are being given quotas that they need to hit in terms of approvals. And some countries now have a 99% approval rate, including places like Kuwait and Afghanistan. I mean, really, it's borderline treasonous, this, really, I think.
Oh, it's just, I mean, these are just stunning, stunning developments. I'm not surprised that Labor is heading for a wipeout at the next poll. Pity it's only, it's going to be 4 years away. Patrick, Prince Harry has now written an interesting piece for Remembrance Day that, I don't know, maybe, well, it suggests perhaps that as a very British guy who's missing Britain, he writes, though currently may live in the United States, nice word, may, Britain is and always will be the country I proudly served and fought for. The banter, the mess, the clubhouse, the pub, the stand, ridiculous as it sounds, these are the things that make us British. I make no apology for it, which sounds like an apology. I love it. How do you read this essay?
Well, firstly, what I will say is that the one good thing about Prince Harry is, of course, the fact that he did serve this country, did 2 tours of Afghanistan, and he does deserve a huge amount of credit and bravery for that as a veteran. And we've got Remembrance Day coming up, so there's that. However, talking about the banter side of it, it's quite ironic, really, given that he's emerged to be a completely and utterly humorless man over the last few years. He is going to need to rekindle that sense of humour, though, because Meghan Markle is making a return to acting. That's on the front page of one of our national newspapers here this morning. Some people say, of course, she never stopped acting, Andrew, but she's back in a Hollywood movie, although she's there playing herself. I do wonder about Prince Harry really saying all of this kind of stuff, whether or not he wakes up every morning in Pasadena or wherever it is and thinks, actually, what have I left behind in Britain? And whether there's a serious undertone there. But the other aspect to it is, he's slagged Britain off a lot since he's left, kind of basically accusing us of racism and all of that. And it's a real shame that Britain that Prince Harry harks back to, it is one that he turned his back on, really, and shunned for the sake of, a Hollywood actress and the bright lights of LA. And, like so many people, I can't help but wonder how long it is before they come back with their tail between their legs.
Yeah, but this is the thing, he strikes me as such a very British guy. Just hopelessly British in a sense. You look at the pictures, I mean, how can we tell really? But looking at the pictures, I don't see him actively enjoying the American life. No. There's something about this that does seem to, I don't know, reveal something about how he's going there.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, isn't it? It's kind of like longingly looking back at something that you left behind, thinking the banter. I mean, the other aspect of that is to have banter in clubhouses, you need to have friends. And all of the news articles are that Prince Harry has not just left his friends behind, but also shunned them and been dragged away from them. His family there, that he's obviously not on good terms with any of his family at all. I mean, I think that his children have not seen their grandparents. I don't think King Charles has ever even met one of his own grandchildren from Prince Harry. So it is a little bit rich, really. I think it's a little bit rich to be talking about this stuff now.
Well, I feel sorry for the bloke in one sense. Patrick Christys, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.